that good? Yes, that is good. Alright, hello, it's me back again with another video. It is season 23 of Dancing with the Stars, week 11, and also the finals. Um, Last night they did two dances. The four couples did two dances: a redemption dance, which is one dance that the judges picked for them to redo, different choreography and all that stuff, and then freestyle, of course. Lynn was back, so the scores are back to being out of 40. I hope they never do this again because it really throws averages off, and I hate not knowing averages because it just bothers me. I'm an average person. Well, not average as in like average, but average as in like I like looking at numbers and I like looking at averages and stuff, so that kind of bugs me. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Calvin and Lindsay were first. They had a Viennese waltz. They got a 35. I personally would have given it a 36. I could see it getting a 37 because Bruno was just ready to give out 10s last night. Which I also will say the judging was kind of back to normal. People, they weren't giving out these astronomically high scores. Because as I said, I think I said this in the video, but I know I said it in on Twitter for sure. It bothered me how they gave out 7 perfect scores last week and 24 10s total. When I think only three of those perfect scores should have been given, and they didn't even give a perfect score to one of the dances that should have gotten a perfect score. Anyway, moving on. Calvin and Lindsay had got a 35 for the Viennese waltz. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was gorgeous. I do agree with Lynn about the little messiness in the footwork. So I understand his score, but again, Carrie Ann with this whole lift thing, she needs to get over it because obviously she's not consistent with it because she completely forgot about it last week, and there was lifts in about 4 or 5 of the dances, either intentional or unintentional. But still, the fact that she mostly calls out unintentional lifts and she refuses to call out intentional lifts a lot of the time, like she did later on in the night when she called out 2 unintentional lifts and didn't call out an intentional lift. It's really irritating. So her score should have been a 9, and I would have completely understood if Bruno gave out a 10, but whatever. So next was Jana and Gleb. They had a tango, and they got a 35. I thought this was slightly overscored. I think Carrie Ann gave it an 8 for the wrong reason, and I think that she should have gotten at least another 8 from another judge, maybe 2 8s, well 3 8s total. But I would have given like a 34. The reason I say this is because the dance was just very messy. Performance-wise, it was better than her first tango, but technique-wise also was a little bit better, but it was still just messy. I do like the fact that she fixed her frames somewhat. It was much better this week than it has been the past 2 weeks. But otherwise, her footwork was just messy. I don't think Gleb did them any favors by having them on that platform for so long because it's so small and confined. And I think her feet, she doesn't point her toes, and it kind of made some of her lines hard to look at because her toes were just like, it was just hard to look at. So when she would do kicks and stuff, you could just see her foot wasn't pointed. It was just, was it flexed? Yeah. So I would have given it a 34 if I were being kind, but it probably should have gotten like a 33. And again, the unintentional lift, Carrie Ann, they didn't mean to do it. Sometimes your foot just comes up. It happens. It happens when you have momentum and your partner isn't you, and they're picking you up thinking that everything is fine, and you're trying so hard to keep your foot on that ground, but you just can't. It just happens sometimes. I like how Lynn got on her for that because, yeah, that was that's such a dumb rule, and because it's not dumb because of the rule itself, it's dumb because of the way um, how she polices it and regulates it and stuff. Next was Lori and Val. They had a Paso Doble. They got a 38. I personally don't think this was that much better than their Paso Doble from the first week, first time around. There's a lot of issues with her legs and her foot placement. Her legs were just very messy. There's a lot going on with her legs that was wrong. It looked like she was just overpowering the dance and really just like, yeah, just powering through the dance. And it showed. Val lost his balance. She lost her balance a couple of times. Her footwork, Bruno was talking about how precise she was, but I was looking at her, I was like, her footwork wasn't precise at all. Um, if you want to look at precision, there are plenty of other people who like, you would look at them and their legs were never like wrong ever. Sean Johnson is a perfect example of somebody who never, I don't think she ever placed a foot wrong, um, ever. Uh, Precise to the T, like never put a foot wrong um, in both of her seasons. Anyway, it was just very messy, very jumbled. I don't think she deserved the 10s. I would have given it a 36, to be honest. Um, Her shaping was better, and it wasn't, as Bruno said, it wasn't as angular. She kind of, I guess, flowed into it more and tried to connect the movements more, and it wasn't so like snap and pow all the time. But again, those problems are still around. I think it should have gotten a 36. Also, the lift was in this dance, and Carrie Ann did not call it out. Next was James and Sharna, and they had a foxtrot, and they got a 37. And to me, this was the best dance of the first round, and it frustrated me so bad for them when just that mishap, which was is it looked like it was like Sharna misstepped or might have caught his leg as she was going around, and it looked like she might have caught on his leg, because I don't think it was James' fault. I think it was like she got caught on his leg, and then it caused him to stumble as he was turning around. Um, and it wasn't even really a stumble. It was just like a readjustment. It's frustrating because it was perfect. Otherwise, it was such an amazing foxtrot. As many people have said, like it really reminded me of like kind of how Derek's foxtrots are, where the kind of more Broadway type of feel, acting it out and really like playing a character, and the dance is this whole like just setup. I really enjoyed that. It was just so much fun. I wish that didn't happen because it was perfect score worthy. Um, Now we move on to they got a 37. So we move on to the freestyle round, and Jana and Calvin switched places. So Jana went first this round, and she had a freestyle. They all had freestyles. She got a 36, was it? Yeah. It wasn't that good. It was actually not good at all. It was, for one, you can tell that Gleb is not experienced in contemporary, because a lot of the stuff just was very basic, what you see, just the basic by the book contemporary moves, and the transitions weren't all that great. And while the concept was very intriguing, I don't think it was executed very well. I think somebody who had more experience with contemporary and who had a stronger contemporary vocabulary could have pulled off that concept better than Gleb. I think he could have given the concept to somebody. If he would have given the concept to, let's say, he brought in an outside choreographer, I think it would have been much better to help him choreograph that. But I respect him for trying to, really give Janice something good, and the emotions that he showed afterwards of him feeling like he let his partner down, and just being able to be real with himself and being able to critique himself and show like this wasn't my best work, and I just feel like it didn't come together the way that I wanted it to, and I feel like I failed her. That right there shows me everything that I need to know about his character. It shows me that he's a really good guy. It shows me that he's a very caring person. It shows me he's got everything. He's personality wise, he has what it takes to make a great pro, because he cares. He genuinely cares, and he wants his partners to do well. I don't know, or the choreography and all that stuff didn't quite, um, wasn't quite all there for me this season, but you can tell he cares. And that is the most important thing, is how much you care about your partner. So I do hope he comes back, because that moment right there was all that I needed to know. Like, he is somebody that's necessary, because he can learn the other things, but that part right there, you can't learn that. That's just who you are. So yeah, Calvin and Lindsay were next. They got a perfect score. The rest of the dances got perfect scores. Um, this was such a great freestyle. Lindsay is this. She is probably going to be the show's next big thing. The show's been looking for their next Julianne for quite some time now. Um, and I think they finally found it in Lindsay. I think Lindsay is who they've been looking for, and they keep overlooking her, and I don't know why. They keep trying, like, throwing her partners under the bus, and like, but honestly, the girl is, she's incredible. She has what it takes to really, she has it. She has the it factor that Whitney has, but it's a little more understated. And she also, I would say, is a better dancer and more creative than Whitney. And I think that's the thing that's going to put her over the top in coming seasons. Because this freestyle was great. It was perfect for Calvin. I loved the treadmills thing. I just loved it. It was so good. Um, I didn't want it to stop. I was smiling so much through it. I just loved it. The next, oh, and again, the lifts, amazing. She really played to his strengths. Next was Lori and Val. They had a freestyle. They got a perfect score as well. I thought the first part of this dance was messy, and I don't think it deserved a perfect score because of that reason. But then after the troupe and the background dancers went away, and it kind of got away from the park and went into, I guess, the open field part of things, things got better, because she looked, I don't know, it was better. The second part, it was very, very nice, very cute. It's not a dance that I would remember or go back to or make me pick up the phone to vote, but it's very nice. I think probably it was Val's best freestyle. Um, but again, I think he could use some extra help outside of the show to really help him, because I just don't think his choreography has served Lori very well this season at all, um, unfortunately. Um, because I was looking forward to watching Lori, but other than her Viennese waltz, I haven't really been super impressed by any of these or her dances this season. Um, Finally was James and Sharna. This dance was incredible. It was breathtaking. I stopped everything I was doing as soon as I heard James's voice. Um, it was it left me speechless. It was breathtaking. It was beautiful. It was compelling. It made me think. It made me really look at all the symbols that were going on and everything. It was just, I loved it. Honestly, like, that was one of my favorite freestyles ever done on the show. It was so good. Um, and honestly, I feel like James deserves to win because of it. It was amazing. So that's it. Finale is tonight. We get to see who wins. Jana and Gleb were eliminated in fourth place last night, so it's up to Lori, James, and Calvin. And I will see you all soon. Bye.